Hello and welcome to the Propelling Business Excellence podcast here. I'm your host, Vibha Chawla, and today I'm joined by Dr. Saju Skaria, and he is the founder and CEO of Digitech Services Inc. So welcome, Dr. Saju. I really appreciate you joining here. Thank you very much. Very excited to have you. Looking at your company website and all the things that you have mentioned, I think we have quite a lot to learn from you. So Dr. Saju, would you kick us off with your brief background, who you are and what you do?
Thank you, Vibha. Thanks for having me. This is Dr. Saju Skaria, founder and CEO of Digitech Services Inc. I started my career in the Indian Air Force as an officer, commissioned officer. So that's first phase of my career.
Awesome.
After that, I moved on to work as an industry executive in the technology space.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my second leg of my career. I worked with the leading global corporations. Eventually, from there, I moved on to become an entrepreneur. I started my company called Digitech Services Inc., digital technology company presence in the US, Middle East, India, and expanding globally fairly quickly. So that's where I am in. So three-phase my career. And all the phases, one thing I can say is it's all about serving. I'll expand later.
I would like to ask this formal question here. What inspired you to start your own business? What was the initial spark that led to this entrepreneurial journey? I know it's very complex and challenging, and not many people can take it, right? So walk us through that. Would love to hear more.
Thank you again, Vibha. I would say in a single word, it's innovation. I think we are fortunate living in an era where technology and innovation plays an extremely important role in our life. And coming from a technology background, I thought it's an absolute opportunity to me to make a difference in the lives of people. So innovation is a spark. Maybe I'll expand a bit. There are other motivations too, because I had opportunity to serve in various sectors in society at large, from government to public and private industries. I learned that I can make a huge difference in lives of a lot of people. So while I work for profit, I also support nonprofit organizations, and the way to do that is primarily generate revenue through the for-profit organizations and pass it on. So this is a great. Maybe I'll expand later when we talk about what kind of a charitable organization I'm supporting, how we move forward.
Yeah, I think this is a great point, right? You're serving by having the revenues and profits, you're serving also the other non-charitable, uh, the non-profit organizations. So if you can expand that a little bit more, I would love to hear more about it. I know you mentioned about women and children. I think that's an excellent point here.
Well, certainly, Vibha. In fact, let me take time to talk about in society at large, women and children make a huge difference. In fact, any family, the foundation is women. And when women and children are taken care of, that makes a huge difference. So I am involved with three nonprofit organizations. First one is called Hope Foundation, headquartered in Bangalore, India. And this organization is currently serving more than 500 young girls and young women going to the schools and colleges and studies. And I'm one of the founder advisory board member in the organization. And I can tell you, you get tears when you see these kids, how they perform well in their lives. And while I'm not day to day involved, I really want to acknowledge the people on the ground do exceptional work. And we are planning to grow this organization multiple years to come. The second organization is where I'm the founder and chairman, is called the Skaria Foundation. Currently, we fund other nonprofit organizations through Skaria Foundation, but we have aspiration to make it bigger. And the third organization I've been involved is called Kids at Hope. It's a US-based organization. We serve over 700,000 students in 21 states. And again, an amazing job we do for
Oh, wow.
kids. So I think in society, uh, when you serve people of this nature, you become a better human being yourself. And I want to assure my customers that any money you spend by working with the digital, a piece of it is going to help some of these young women and children and even young adults. So that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you said 700,000 kids you're helping?
Yeah, it is in the US organization of Kids at Home. Yes.
Wow, that's very amazing. And how do they help the kids? Like
Oh,
what do
typically, we help in terms of educational needs and training programs. Primarily, it's all about getting education and finding purpose in their lives so that they are become valuable citizens in the country wherever they are, and they become valuable to the society at large.
and these are underprivileged kids or who are these kids?
We primarily focus on kids come from a lower strata of society. We don't want differentiate in a public forum like this, but the important aspect is they deserves a lot more. And the ROI, if in a business term, if you ask me, the return on investment on these kids are amazing because it is humongous growth. And I can tell you, you get tears when you see them, how they perform in their lives, how they change their lives. Because some of them come from broken families and they have a place to go, they have mentors to talk to, they have
Okay.
people to advise. That makes a difference.
Yeah. And what age to kids are we talking about? I'm sorry, I got interested in this more.
Now, we primarily, the Bangalore-based organization, we are focusing from 6 to 20,
Mm,
21, so that they up to the college days, we are taking care of from smaller classrooms. Yes.
okay, that's great. Yeah, thank you so much. So tell us more about your company, Dr. Saju. What does your company do, and who are your customers, and how do you actually serve them?
Okay. Okay. Digitech is a technology company. We are a management consulting and IT service and product organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So we work in the cutting edge areas of technology today. For example, we focus on AI, ML, cloud services, and then application services, infrastructure, and I would say, what else I could say about it? It's across the cutting edge, across the board we are trying to do in types of UI, UX, customer experience. So these are the areas in which we typically serve. The whole idea is to cover end to end so that we meet a customer, we understand the requirement at a greater depth, and transform the company to become profitable and generating better cash value or better revenue for them. And in terms of industry, we work across multiple industries. I would say manufacturing industries, I have a lot of background to it. And then life science and healthcare industries, we do a lot of focus. Of course, banking, finance, utilities, communications and media, all these areas we provide service to our customers too.
Mhm. I'm curious to know, do you have like a work-life balance? And I know you're always responding to the emails all the time. Anytime I message, I get a quick response. And do you have work-life balance, Dr. Saju?
Oh, no, Vibha, I think it's a very good question. And this is what I want to share to my audience. Uh, in an entrepreneur's life, there is no 9 to 5 work. But there is something important called work-life integration
Mm-hmm.
because today digital world you cannot strictly on in particular time window and shut because your work goes around 24/7. So that's what you need to create work-life integration, wherein you need to do your personal activities as well as work activities. Take care of your families. But one important advice I give to anybody involved in this space is to take care of yourself. And so maybe I'll share my own experience. I do a couple of things every single day. I do yoga, then I do meditation, I do swimming, I do workout. So
Every day, all of these?
all these things I do every day.
Oh,
But you
wow.
might think it may take a lot of time. It's not necessarily that. Different part of the day you do all these activities. But
Mhm.
first thing in the morning, I get up very early every morning, and the first thing I do is do yoga and meditation. I practice breathing techniques. Then after that, I do go for a walk or run. Then I do exercise. Then I do swimming. It balance out your life. Because my days are longer, and I work average 12 to 14 hours a day. And but I do other things along with it so that it doesn't seem like. That's why I'm able to respond to my emails and respond to my clients and my colleagues on anything I ask for. I find time because my mind get quietened when you do yoga and meditation. So if you get an angry email from somebody, if at all you get, don't react to it immediately. Sit on it a bit, and you maybe never write when you're angry.
That's a great point. I need to tell my husband. I got a book for him. I don't know if you have read that, Why We Sleep.
And I read that, yes.
You have read that? I got
Yeah.
the book. I don't read it because I sleep well. And my husband thinks that sleeping is waste of
I
time.
track all my vitals. I have something called Aura Ring, which I use, and I can get all the information about my sleep, my oxygen intake, my workouts, my everything I do. I track on a daily basis.
That's amazing. So you're working 12, 14 hours and you're making sure that you're taking care of yourself, integrating everything. Work-life balance for you is not that you're working 9 to 5, but you're integrating everything. Very amazing. So going back to your company stuff, Dr. Saju, could you give us a glimpse into what does next 1 to 3 years look like for your business? Where do you envision to be? I know with this AI technology, I know my coaching business is changing too. So how is that? How is that? I guess helping you or affecting you or taking the next trends into the future?
Vibha, we are living in the most exciting part of the time in history. You know, artificial intelligence, robotics, uh, different technology, machine learning, AML, cloud strategy. All these things are putting us into a leapfrog in terms of what people are able to achieve. To me, this next several years are going to be focused on innovation, expansion, and sustainability. I'll cover all in detail a little bit more. Innovation, because as I mentioned, all these things are IoT platforms are into play. Every every equipment is now kind of pretty much connected devices today. That means the data is flowing continuously. When data is flowing continuously, that in olden days of technology, we always use structured data. Today becomes structured and unstructured data. And today's AI tools are able to interpret and understand, make it work. The efficiency is going to skyrocket in terms of doing that. And while there are uncertainty around job security, the good part is it's a big leveler. The entire globe is going to get benefited. I'm an optimist always in life, and I've seen that. When computers came, people worried about what is going to happen. AI came and there is uncertainty around what is going to happen. I know there are issues around intellectual properties and issues around security. These things need to be improved upon, but at the same time, the value it offers enormous. The efficiency and effectiveness going to be skyrocketing with that. So certainly my organization very hugely focused on AI technologies and related aspects of it. So across our customer base in all industry verticals, we'll be supporting them doing that. We are tying up with universities, leading university. I can even say Arizona State University, which I'm very closely working with. Then we
Mhm.
are also working international universities trying to spread the message across. We have taken a commitment of training people who are graduating from these institutions and making them industry ready so that we can roll them out to make it work. That's another focus we're trying to do that. So I'm very excited about the future ahead. And incidentally, Digitech is minority enterprise, MBE, minorities certified enterprise. So we are able to provide a lot of service to companies, and a lot of companies are reaching out to us, enterprise reaching out to us, because we are able to provide that kind of service across the board.
Mhm.
So very excited. And coming back to sustainability, I think I should make a mention. It's a very important consideration, primarily because we all have a collective responsibility to protect the planet. So using advanced technologies, new techniques, we can definitely bring down the carbon emission so that CO2 will come down and that will improve. So all the technologies we are trying to implement, we want either carbon neutral or trying to reduce carbon emissions so that we become a better place to live in.
Do you happen to have like, I know this is kind of a side question here, but do you happen to have any revenue or profit goals for your company?
Certainly, we have large ambitions. I won't be able to explain exactly right now because we are
That's okay. Yeah.
privately held at this point. But at the same time, we want to be a billion-dollar company in a decade. That's a goal, large goal. We have our leadership team has been trained. We spend time talking about OKRs, objective, and key results. We are hired by external consultant. We do a lot of extensive research on the space. So we are putting a major plan in place in terms of huge expansion plans at a global scale. We have already present in India and Middle East, and of course we are expanding to LATAM, Asia Pacific, and certainly make sure that while we grow this rapid pace and grow our business in a better space, everything a percentage of whatever we earn is going to help our kids, irrespective which part of the world they belong to. But our children, particularly girl children, need a lot of support. As an organization, we are committed to do that.
And how do you, I mean, like I was mentioning also in one of the conference that I went to, a lot of people said the same thing. And I was very confused. And within this, hundreds of vendors or or I guess, uh, not customers, but vendors and the IT company, they were mostly saying the same thing. They're connecting science and technology, science and technology. I could not figure out what was their differentiator or what is the unique value proposition. Is that something you're working on, or are you able to provide some gist on how is your company different than others?
I think two aspects I would say. First thing is our commitment to innovation, sustain, and second is sustainability, and primarily our own why. That's what I'd say. Why Digitech as a company exists to make a difference. A lot of companies are focused on maybe some technology aspect of it, but we have a larger purpose of serving the society at large, particularly focusing on women and children. While it may look strange, what a for-profit company does it. So my take is other way around. If our company is serving right, first thing we provide the best service to customers as a digital enterprise, latest and greatest technology aspect of it. Most importantly, historically, if we look at any larger enterprise sustained for maybe tens of years or hundreds of years, they had a larger goal in life to serve the society at large. I don't want to name a particular company here, but I have a few companies in my mind when we were formulating Digitech with a larger goal of serving the society. So that is a key differentiator. We are not here to create some money and then sell it off and the founders will sit happily thereafter. That's not our intent. Our intent is to create an organization where we serve the customers right, and after that, the profit, the revenue we generate, we help the society too.
So, having said that, I guess there is innovation. It seems like you're quite adaptable. So, I'm not going to ask you how do you stay adaptable and open to change. It seems that your doors are open for adaptation. But one thing I'm going to definitely ask is, what is one advice would you give to the inspiring entrepreneurs who are just starting out or maybe facing challenges?
That's the most important question I can imagine.
Yeah.
So, Vibha, I would say one thing, embrace resilience. Running a business is not an easy thing. You every day face challenges, and you need to have a large heart to sustain and stay motivated yourself. And I might say something which is strange to many people. Please don't have a plan B. When the moment you put a plan B, your plan A become a question mark. So you signed up to it. And I share this with my leadership team, saying that I signed up to it, do or die. There is no dying. It's going to only doing. You're going to do it. So that is important. And for an entrepreneurship or customer entrepreneur to survive, I would say a couple more data points. One is to build a strong network, which is very important,
Mhm.
and focus on your customers, always trying to deliver value. Customer is paying X dollars or X rupees, try to do 3X return. At no point in time, no customer feel that, hey, I spent so much, I got nothing in return. He or she should be feel, or the organization should feel very excited about working with you. So always keep your customer in mind, and because it's their hard-earned money giving to you, and your money is helping your staff or your, whatever the causes you are supporting is required, right? So always that is an important. Another thing is time management is important because you have only 24 hours. So you need to make sure that responding time, if customer reaching out something for, don't sit on things, act very fast. So that is very important. And stay curious, stay hungry. That's the most important element. In an innovative organization, stay hungry is very relevant. Hungry for business, hungry for serving a customer, hungry for growth. Because without growth, you become stagnant. So always put ambitious plan in front of you. Like some people might say, when you're starting a company, make a declarative statement, become $1 billion company, how good it is. But I can tell you, I've managed very large enterprise in my previous corporate life. So it's nothing new to me. But for anybody to hearing strange is such a number, staggering. But that's what you need to do. Unless you have that hunger in you, you can't do it. Okay. And then finally, maintain passion, resilience, and most importantly, customer-centric approach you maintain. That makes a huge difference.
Really awesome. And serve is in your company name as well. So really appreciate. Yeah, thank you so much for your time today, Dr. Saju. I really enjoyed the conversation. In all parts of the conversation, it seemed all of the servant leadership, serving customers is very clear in your company's mission, values, and the way you're supporting all the nonprofits for women and children. Thank you very much for your time. Anything else you want to say, Dr. Saju?
No. First, I want to take a moment to say thank you again, Vibha, for having me. And the message to my customers here, we are there to serve you, and I'll be your servant leader to support you all along the journey. Thanks for having me again. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Saju. Really appreciate your time again.
Right.